Welcome to all you Leos out there, and for some of you Leos, still happy birthday for August. This is your general monthly horoscope for Leo for 2016 August time. Now I'm going to talk about three things. As I've been doing these videos for a couple of years now, I've always integrated fixed stars, and again I'm going to be talking about one who's very significant also in September. Then I'm going to be talking about very positive energy entering your second house in Virgo. And then last but not least, I'm going to say something about Antiscia, which is a very interesting thing as well and not really known, I think. So because I always want to add something of, some people do listen to these monthly horoscopes just to learn something about astrology, which is a great tool to do so. Now, first of all, let's start with the most challenging energy, which is the Sagittarian energy, Mars and Saturn there. On that fixed star at 9 degrees, the fixed star of Antares, which is on an individual level, and if you use it in horary, it is about endings. Of course, on a collective level, it has to do with way more things, but we're on an individual level here. And we can only master what we can master, what we can do for ourselves. So you've got Mars and Saturn in your fifth house, which is not new. This was already happening in March, April, May. So there are some things coming back, if you can remember, if you're someone who can remember that you might have started in March or in April or in May, and that are now coming back for a kind of an ending process. That's basically it. So that fixed star Antares is about ending cycle. Of course, there's always a new beginning after that, but Mars and Saturn are quite tough energies, and especially when they meet up in that fixed house. So I could be talking about the negativities about that, but that's not going to help you, is it? So I want you to understand the best, how you apply that energy at its best. So, as I said, at its worst is frustrating energy. It's like pushing forwards and you get restricted all of the time. That's at its worst case scenario. Fifth house is your self-expression. And you're a Leo, or you have the sun in Leo or an ascendant or a moon, so you don't like that. But how can you use this energy at its best? I've seen a lot when people have Mars and Saturn at the same time transiting their fifth house. I've seen a lot with musicians, for instance, who, that creative house, that fifth house, that are doing their best and getting very disciplined for getting out and promoting their music, for instance. And not by dreaming and by, I have some songs there. No, but by working really hard and getting a website and getting, all these practical things. And that's what Saturn basically demands. Saturn is a master, and it wants to master what? And to commit what? Mars. Your drive, your desire, the energy. The drive to express yourself in the fifth house, the drive, maybe children, maybe to connect in a different way with your children, in a more serious way, instead of arguing, getting more mature in how you educate your children, how you connect with them. And the fifth house is also romance. So, of course, having Mars and Saturn there, I know a lot of books would say romance is going to be delayed. Not necessarily. I've seen cases that with a lot of effort and perseverance, but not too much of a push, but by being very practical, like for instance, if you want to meet someone and you're staying at home all of the time, it's not going to work, is it? So by doing really that hard work for being a bit more social and doing your best, and of course it's going to be delayed and it's going to be not easy, yes. But there's going to be fruits at the end of the day, you could say. And that's the reward of Mars Saturn, when you put effort into it, when you put your focus and commitment into it. So maybe it's testing your commitment towards a new person in your life. So if you've been dating and you say it's never working or this or that, maybe my message is just hold on to keep on going. Keep on going. Don't give up. That's basically my message, because the worst energy is indeed giving up and saying, oh, I'm you know, complaining about it, you could say. But persevering, embracing that energy, know that maybe when it goes slower for you, it's better. If you do that, you get up a level, you get up the spiral, and you are able to meet someone. Now, what else is going on? There is a lot going on in your second house. Your second house of self-worth, so important for a Leo. Also money, could be money or your resources. So you've got Jupiter there for quite a while, but now Venus enters there, Mercury enters there, the Sun enters there. So all very positive planets. So you can expect that when it comes to money, when it comes to attracting money, when it comes to getting a bit more confident, you could feel that, especially the last week of the month. Because the last week of the month, there is like Venus-Jupiter conjuncting without interference of Neptune and Saturn. So that's gonna, and especially on the 27th, do something nice, have a good meal or whatever, you know, the second house of nurturing yourself, and maybe you're gonna get a present. Could be the case as well with Venus-Jupiter there. A nice present that you are going to value very, very much. Could be the case as well. But feeling valued around that day, and everyone needs that. And of course, the value comes from yourself as well. But it is nice, isn't it, if it comes from someone else that you didn't actually expect. So there's something there going on. Now, when these, in the beginning of the month, so the first weeks, when those planets enter Virgo, they bump into the Saturn-Neptune square still. So it's still on. I know it's quite a frustrating energy because it's very insecure energy. It's still there up until the end of September, then it fades away. So what does it mean? It means still a bit of insecurity about yourself, about your talents, about your money, about are you doing the right thing? Why is that? Because Neptune is saying, yeah, I'm hopeful. I can do it. It's on. Yeah, I can do these things. And the next week you're going to feel like, how am I ever going to make this work? You know, anxiety can come out there. So expect that this is still on in August, but you're going to have eclipses here in September. So that insecurity is going to be gone for good. So if you feel a bit insecure about something, and especially when it considers your talent, it's normal, and see it as a gift, because not in a negative way that you get anxious, but in a positive way that you're trying to get better, and you're trying to keep on planning. Again, with the 5th house, your creative endeavors, keep on planning them as best as you can. That's the only thing that you can do. Last but not least, Virgo and Aries are each other's Antiscian. And I'm going to explain a bit about Antiscian. Why is this important now? Because there's a whole bunch of planets coming into Virgo, and they're going to meet up with Uranus in Aries. It's Antiscian point. Now, Antiscian means that they are alike, but under the surface. You could say Virgo and Aries, are they alike? Not at all. Well, under the surface they are. They do have a lot of similarities. And how do you find an Antiscian point? Well, one sign is 30 degrees, right? And if you've got a planet entering Virgo at 1 degree, for instance, of Virgo, it has its Antiscian point in Aries, 30 degrees minus 1, which is 29 degrees of Aries, and so on. So all these planets, while they are entering Virgo, especially around 7 degrees of Virgo, they're going to meet up in secret, you could say, with Uranus on 23 degrees of Aries. And that is in your 9th house of your higher thinking, of your connection with God, with the divine, with the universe. So there's a link between that 9th house and your 2nd house. There's a link between traveling, between your belief system, and between your values and your money. There's a link between publishing, showing the world what you're all about, and your talents. And this is a very positive link. So because Uranus adds to freshness, uniqueness, doing new things. And you're a fire sign, you like to do new things, although it is fixed. But you're quite energetic as well. And that Uranus that is triggered in secret in that 9th house will really help you to find that balance between your self-worth and how people see you on a more on a bigger level, you could say. So it's a good time for traveling as well, for those who can travel during that particular time, during the whole month of August, basically. Having said that, it's a bit of everything, isn't it? It's a very colorful month for you, Leos. Enjoy it. Thank you for watching and see you next month. Bye-bye.